Hello everyone, welcome to the 7th Christmas card idea in my Christmas card series. This is the card I have for you today. It's a Christmas ornament in teardrop shape with red and white stripes. You can also make a simple round ornament if you want. I used watercolors, but you could use other coloring products as well. That is completely up to you. A lot of things what I do are optional or can be swapped for other things. These are the products I used: watercolor cardstock from the shop Flying Tiger, Kuretake Gonzaitami watercolors, some brushes, and I will be also using a pencil and a black fine liner. But use whatever you already have or can afford. That's exactly what I did. I started with creating a sketch, which I will be transferring onto my cardstock. Eventually, I will have a page on my website dedicated to my sketches, but for now, I will include this one in the corresponding blog post, hopefully as a proper digital sketch or at least as a scan. Link to my blog post will be in the description below. All you need to do then, copy and paste the image into a word processor, adjust it to the size of your card, print it, maybe cut it down so it fits your card size, and now you are ready to do following steps. To transfer the image onto your cardstock, scribble the lead of the pencil on the back, just covering the lines of the image that is on the front. It's easier if your surface is not too hard. Craft mat is great. I used a back of a notebook. Once that's done, place the sketch on top of your final cardstock that you will be using for the coloring. Make sure it's centered, secure it with a washi, at least on the top, so it doesn't move, and now trace the outlines. I used here a pencil. You can also use a pen in different color so you can see it. I didn't press too hard, just enough so the lead of the pencil on the back transfers on top of the cardstock. The washi allows you to check in between how it looks. You can also adjust it after the image is transferred by erasing and redrawing. To color the image, I started with the white stripes. You can leave them white and don't do anything, but I wanted to add a little bit of depth. So I used very diluted black, something like Payne's gray might be even better. And I wanted to add the color only at the edges, mainly to distinguish the line so it doesn't look empty. I applied the color at both sides, and then I used clean water and spread the color, creating a gradient. And I repeated this over every other strip. Once I was done, I painted the red stripe using cadmium red. I first did a flat layer, mainly concentrating on making sure that the lines are straight. I like to turn around my paper so it's comfortable to go with the tip of my brush along the line. When I was creating this sketch, it was very important for me to start and finish with the red. I just think it looks better this way. After I was done with the first layer, after it was dry, I decided to go back and pretty much do something similar what I did on the gray lines. Add more saturated paint on the edges and use clean water to spread it out. This is just to add a bit more depth and make the red more vivid. But this is completely up to you. It's fine if you stop with the first layer. Well, this is not my type of decoration that I would put on my tree, meaning the red and white. I prefer red and golden decorations. I just find it really looks good on a card. And if you like it too, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. The watercolor part is done. You can paint the topper using watercolors, but I decided to go simpler. I used a black fine liner and drew the topper and the string. You could also draw a bow if you like. I wasn't sure if I should. Let me know in the comments if a bow is a good idea or not. I was tempted to add splatter, but as I was looking at the painting, it was clean and simple. I decided to skip the splatter this time. But I did come back with this shimmery white watercolor. I mixed it with the black and I painted the topper. I wanted to just try it out. You could also use gray glitter pen if you have one, but this step is not necessary. As I said, I was just trying it out. Next, I trimmed down the panel a bit using a stitched rectangular die. You could also trim it with a paper trimmer, but if you don't have either of those, next week I will show you an alternative. So make sure you are subscribed. As always, I decided to add a greeting and I used a stamp and a black ink. You can also write it with a pen, or actually you don't even need to add any words. I think this card works without a sentiment. And because I was going to use a white card base, I painted the edges of the panel using the mixture of the shimmer white and black. The watercolor cardstock is pretty white, at least compared to other brands, but it is not as bright as my card base. Painting the edges helps with the look. Lastly, I adhered the panel on top of my card base. I prefer to use glue when I use watercolors, and I like to spread the glue with a brush. Here is the finished card. I hope I was able to inspire you and you will try something similar. I will have at least the scan of my sketch over on my website. The sketch doesn't have to be perfect because you will be transferring it anyway. If you would like to see another Christmas ornament idea, check out this video where I painted a simple round ornament with golden leaves. Before you go, I would really appreciate if you gave this video a like. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.